students, welcome to this new session of the Signature of Public International Law. We are in session number 18 and the unit is unit number 8, the polar zones. The subunits are 8.1, the Arctic, and the 8.2, the Antarctica. The objective of knowledge in this session is to know the legal regime of the Arctic and the Antarctica. We are going to start with the categories of law in which the Arctic is subject: the national law and the international law. National law because it have predominant in the Arctic different regions and exercises by 8 Arctic states in their territories whose borders are relatively undisputed. And the international law because it applies on the high seas and in the international subject of ocean zones and marine areas of the Arctic Ocean declared the common heritage of the humanity by the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea in 1982. Also, we are going to analyze the reality of the Antarctica, that it is a space in which the temporary functional internationalization erected by the Antarctic Treaty in 1959 that prevails to suspend the territory claims formulated until then by different states. This sui generis state status is internationally recognized, the Antarctic region being a nature reserve devoted to peace and science subject to international law. In the different, it have differences Arctic to Antarctica. The Arctic is a partially frozen ocean surrounded by land, and Antarctica is an icy continent surrounded by sea. But also we have different concepts of what is the polar spaces and the poles. Our difference between polar spaces and poles, because the polar spaces constitute a geographical reality and the poles represents the laws of orientation on the Earth. Also, we have several delimitation of polar spaces. In the Arctic, the parallel north latitude 6633.4 and the isothermal line of 10 degrees Celsius degrees or 3 ground lines, and the Antarctic, the parallel south latitude at 60, called the Antarctic convergence line according to the territorial application of the Antarctic Treaty. Also, we have to analyze the global concern about the future of the Arctic because of the global warming. And this is the same case to the Antarctic. The unresolved cases of territorial sovereignty in the Arctic, just as Hans Island and the archipelago of Svalbard, and the types of Arctic states, those which are coastal, Kingdom of Denmark, Canada, United States of America, Russia, and Federation, and Kingdom of Norway, and those who are non-riparian like Island, Republic of Finland, and Kingdom of Sweden. Also, we have to analyze the Ilulissat Statement, which is the declaration in which the state bordering the Arctic claims the sovereignty in their unique position to manage the new possibilities offered by the geographical areas because of climate change. And also the Arctic population, which is inhabited about 4 million people, a third of whom are indigenous. Also, we have to analyze the strategic importance of Antarctica because of the territory, because of the equally the water of 3 oceans. We have Indian, Pacific, and Atlantic in the same place, and hence it's important marine communication by offering Beagle Channel, the Strait of Magallanes, and Drake Passage as an alternative to the Suez and Panama canals. The economical utility and the main territorial claims among history and the Treaty of 1959.